was going to say, it may not feel like it right now, but this weekend, they may actually want to break out a heavier coat. It really is going to get quite cool, and I think a rude awakening because we're just not used to it.
We're spoiled.
We really have been spoiled with very summer-like weather lately. So, yeah, you know, at the moment, you do not need that spare layer. It's still very warm, still very humid outside, but we've got a lot to talk about with the tropics. I'm going to front-load the forecast with that and give you a sense of what goes on with Michael and what it means for our area. Let's just take a glance, though, at the overall Atlantic basin, shall we? We'll start there because you may not realize this, but Michael's obviously the focus right now, but we got a couple of named systems out there. Nadine is new. She just formed today. Leslie has been out there churning and sort of minding her own business, thankfully. But this storm has been, this has had a very prolonged life out in the open waters of the Atlantic. And then, of course, Michael, Hurricane Michael, the one that we have got our sights on right now. Let's look at the overall pattern, though, with the United States and how this trough that's digging in ends up connecting with Michael, because that's what really helps to steer that storm away. So timing is everything. That trough comes in early enough, it's going to steer Michael right out to sea, and we have very limited impact from it. Now, we will have rain from the cold front regardless. That's a given. But how much rain are we talking? If we tap into that tropical moisture, we could really get hit hard with very heavy rain. Let's just look at how the models handle this. Again, this is a Category 2 storm right now. It's our spaghetti plot. We call it a spaghetti plot because for no better reason, it just looks like a bunch of noodles on the screen here. But there's a lot of consistency that this will likely stay to our south. I can't say I'm sold on the one that takes it through central PA, but all the rest of these models keep it pretty much off to the south and have it veer out to sea before it becomes a major issue. But rainfall could be a major issue for some of our southern counties as long as it clips our area. Now, this is the European model's interpretation of how things happen with the rainfall amount. So this is a swath of 6 to 10 plus inches that is going to cover right over places that do not need it, like the Carolinas. Then we get a little bit more localized. This jumps you all the way to noontime Friday when this is all out of here. And this is the GFS, which is just what? A few counties to the north where you could end up with 2.5 to 4, locally 5 inches or so worth of rain through parts of Kent, Sussex, and then Cape May County, maybe even in Atlantic County. So it is going to be a 50-mile or so swing, really, as to how much rain we see in these areas. The further north you go, it's a lot more consistent that maybe we get an inch over that entire span from the frontal passage, and that's it. Now, the Jersey Shore, of course, is the place to really watch when it comes to the heaviest rain, or at least the southernmost tier of our area. But today is a great afternoon to enjoy at the beaches. You've still got some relatively warm water. You've still got the warmth to go by on the actual dry land, and it's still steamy outside. So it's good beach weather for sure, but we've got to keep an eye on Michael, of course. We stay very warm in the meantime, both today and tomorrow, but then Thursday is the active day. That's when the rain and storms will come through with a front at minimum, but possibly that heavier tropical moisture getting fed in the southernmost counties from Michael. So keeping an eye on it. We'll keep you posted. Now, look at the drop off. You go from nearly 80 to the mid 60s in one fell swoop, so it's obviously a lot cooler to wrap up the work week. But I'm telling you, Saturday is going to feel downright chilly. The overnight low hits 48 degrees, and we're lucky to even hit 60 that day. Sounds like lots of sunshine,
it's crisp.
That's the word for it.
Okay. Thank you, Katie.